take your questions. Go to Tara.
Hi, Sabrina. Two on Ukraine and one on another subject.
Sure.
Do you have any updates on the Crimea bridge attack and whether or not you've been able to discern whether Ukrainian forces had a role in it? Secondly, with Russia's announcement on that it's suspending the ability for grain to move freely through the Black Sea, with the contact group tomorrow, are there any possibilities for finding additional ways that Ukraine can help Ukraine get its grain out? And then on a separate topic,
Sure.
There were reports in The Guardian that several thousand emails, military emails, ended up going to Mali because it was .ml instead of .mil. And just wondering what sort of mitigation efforts you have going on.
Sure. So I'll take Ukraine first and work my way down. So in terms of the bridge and who's responsible for that attack, I can't verify one way or the other on claims. Crimea is part of Ukraine. We'll leave it to the Ukrainians to speak to their operations, but in terms of confirming anything on that attack, I just don't have more for you at this time. In terms of the grain deal, what I would say on that is, we've seen Russia now pull out of this deal that was brokered months ago. This has impacts far-reaching beyond Ukraine and Russia. This impacts countries all around the world, millions of people all around the world that depend on this grain, the global south and others. And so we certainly urge Russia to, in good faith, re-engage and allow these ships that are carrying grain to pass freely. But I think the focus of the Ukrainian Defense Contact Group tomorrow is going to be really on the counteroffensive, making sure that partners and allies that we're all talking together on what Ukraine needs, which we know is their priorities are air defense and more artillery. And so that remains the focus of the UDCG, which we'll be meeting tomorrow. And I'm sure while the grain deal, or while the stall or the halting of the grain deal could come up, the real focus is just on making sure Ukraine has what it needs for their counteroffensive, and then, of course, the long term. Now, in terms of, you had asked about the emails, we're aware of these unauthorized disclosures of controlled national security information. We, over the course of, as you've seen from when we had our first unauthorized disclosure from earlier this year, we've implemented policy and training mechanisms and put in place. And in terms of what we have here on the DoD systems is that when you send an email from a DoD email address, it will not, and you send it to a .ml email address, it will bounce back. So a DoD email address will not be able to send to that email address. We can't control how other domains and how other websites send information. So if an email was sent from a personal Gmail or Yahoo account, that did likely go through to the .ml account. All we can do is account for our DoD assets, and ours remain intact.
For the .ml limit, when was that fix put in place, or has it always been that .ml can't be forwarded on, or can't be, typed in and sent out?
Yeah, I'd have to check. I will say that just from working here in this building, if you do have a misspelling of an email address, it does immediately bounce back. But I don't know the exact date or month or year on when that went in place, so I'd have to take that and get back to you. Yeah, Liz.
Thanks.